Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.
That is right, none taken. I am the Movie Moron. This is the Movie Moron podcast, and I am your host, Easton Moore. And then with us, as always, is our all-time guest, Tristen, and my wife.
What up?
And then back for her, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th episode, all being horror movies, because she's now our horror movie specific guest. So get used to hearing her on all of her horror movie takes. Andrea.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in and being our horror movie person, because we need more guests. And yeah, it's good to have someone that can just be slotted for every horror movie, which there are maybe more than there should be throughout the year. But
that's okay. That'll get me to the movies.
Just the horror
without
movies.
Trent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, before we were doing the episode on The Nun 2, kind of a slower movie weekend, and really time in general before we kind of ramp up towards the Oscar season. So yeah, there's some slower stuff, but still, if you're into the CCU, the Conjuring Cinematic Universe, then you were interested in this movie because this is a part of that. A sequel to The Nun that came out in 2018. So it's been 5 years since the first, and this is a direct sequel. So if you've seen The Nun and you enjoyed it enough, yeah, listen to our thoughts. If you haven't, then you can still listen to our thoughts and see if it's a horror movie that you think is worth it. And before we get into the actual episode, I do want to say, I'll talk about it more later, but Tallgrass Film Festival is coming to Wichita here in a month, October 6th through 9th, I think, here in Wichita. You can also get virtual passes, so if you're not in Wichita, you can still watch a bunch of the movies. We'll be covering it. We'll be there. We like supporting local films, and it's not just local films. They fly in people from all over. They get accepted to the film festival, but there's also a lot of local stuff, including the movie that I was a part of and helped film for Take 36, which is showing during Tallgrass, Saving Taco Tuesday.
Cool.
So, yeah, just a little plug there. We'll be there, and we're going to talk to filmmakers and do some interviews and do a video, then do a podcast reviewing it all. So, The Nun 2. Let's just get into general thoughts so you can't spoil anything. I'm talking. Can you please stop? You cannot cough while you sing. You can not cough while I'm talking, okay?
That's like Corey. I'm like, you can control your burping. I swear I can't. I never heard him burp from the pulpit.
Yeah.
Never. Or pulpit, stage.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm surprised he doesn't say that it's God's will that he doesn't burp on stage or something.
He's not like that.
That's true. But that does sound like a very preacher thing to say. But I guess he's not the preacher, so he doesn't act like a holier than thou preacher from the pulpit. So, moving on from that, I mean, we still are in the church for this movie. This is about the Catholic Church and the nun. So, Andrea, as our guest, you can start off and just kind of talk about your general thoughts of the sequel and The Nun 2.
I really liked it. It made me really want to go back and watch the first one again, because I remember not enjoying the first one too much. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember exactly why. But
it's been 5 years.
But I did like this one.
Yeah.
And I think I was able to follow the storyline better than the first one for some reason.
Odd. I was having a hard time at the beginning of this movie.
I was too.
It was a little time jumpy.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't time jump.
So.
It was, you thought it was time. Like I'm saying, I feel the same exact way. It looked like it was time jumpy, but it was really just location jumpy. Mm-hmm. You were jumping from two different locations, and you
I didn't know.
Yeah, you thought you were kind of in the same spot in different time periods, but no, it was just two different locations. And
I kind of missed where they said the first location was, so we're about halfway through, and I was like, where are those other people again?
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. They weren't in the same place.
I don't know if they said, Because I don't
There
remember it either.
On the screen, it popped up.
It did pop up
It
when
said on the screen,
the first.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But
cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew where one group was, but I didn't know where the other one was. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. Go.
it was clear that it was not there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. My turn?
Sure.
I wasn't a big fan of it, actually. I liked it
Get out.
probably just as much. What?
Get out.
Stop.
The door's over there. Oh, I just muted the wrong person. Okay, the door's over there. You can leave. Andrea and I will talk about this movie without any hatred.
Did you love it?
I'll get to my thoughts here in a second, but carry on.
I'm gonna be surprised if you did. I remember not liking The Nun a whole lot, like you said.
You were a little lower on it, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm at kind of at the same par with this one. I don't totally know why, other than like the time jump / not time jump stuff really messed me up. And I feel like the ending was giving me vibes of another movie that I think did it better, that I absolutely loved. And so, yeah.
One thing about the ending that I didn't care too much for was I felt like they drug it out longer than they needed to. There was a point where I thought it could just end right there.
And that's what I'm talking about.
But then it kept on. But a lot of movies do that. Like,
Yeah.
they build you up and you think it's the end, and then
You think that's the climax, and
Yeah,
they give you a
I'm
false climax.
So I'll just say it
Right.
then.
Well, you can't spoil it. But.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to say the other movie that did it
Oh,
better.
okay. That's fine.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh.
I never
did it
saw
better.
that one.
Yeah, because I felt the same way, but I felt like more intensity from the Pope's Exorcist.
Interesting.
So I was just kind of like,
Yeah, I feel like the Pope's Exorcist and this are just kind of different genres within horror.
sure.
And so that's why I didn't really,
The only part that I
connected to is that.
was the end. It was like the dragging out
Yeah.
of the ending. Like you thought it was over, but it kept going. That part.
Yeah. And so I think the Pope's Exorcist ending is much better than this ending. However, I think the middle piece of this is much better in this than it is in the Pope's Exorcist.
Agree to disagree.
That's fine.
Well, I think I kind of give it a pass for doing that. I didn't care much for it because that's what movies do.
Yeah.
Like you said, a false
And
climax.
it can't be, it's just another, like, it can't be too easy.
Right.
Yeah.
You've
right.
got to have an extra, like, surpassing the they go one extra step. The protagonist has to go one extra step to overcome that one last thing, and that's pretty standard in films. And I actually didn't think that they were going to do it, and they still pulled it out. But any other general thoughts other than you were meh?
I don't know. Not really.
Oh, okay.
The girl from Euphoria is in this.
Yeah,
What other movie was
No.
she in that we?
she's not Euphoria.
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
she's a little sister.
And she's also in The Last of Us. She's Riley's girlfriend that,
Yeah.
spoiler,
Are
dies.
you talking about not the main character, but
Yes.
the girl, the friend?
Yeah.
Yes. The
I
other
totally
nun.
recognize her, but I haven't seen these things that she's been in.
she's from that one movie. I said it to you, and you're like, I don't remember her, but I'm sure that's what I know her from.
Oh, I don't remember.
Ooh, she's
Invisible
also in The
Man.
Invisible Man.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
it.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's the younger sister in Euphoria, which is a controversial but we think is very well done
I didn't see
TV
that
show.
one.
Don't recommend
What's
it.
a TV
You would
show?
not.
Don't recommend it.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
said.
That's what you
Yeah.
said to me.
Yeah, definitely not for you. And then my favorite IP, The Last of Us, intellectual property.
Okay.
She was in the TV show,
Uh-huh.
which is based off of a video game that I'm a huge fan of. And so that's where I knew her from. But I guess she is from Invisible Man, which I'm a
Now I
fan
want to
of.
watch Invisible Man.
I know.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It is
It is.
good.
Very good.
So I just feel like this, I guess, universe, whatever you want to call it, the people that have made these Conjuring movies and the things that tie into it, just really do the jump scare stuff better than most horror movies, and I enjoy it. Like even the moments that you know it's going to happen,
I know.
it's still good.
See, I didn't
You still
feel
jump.
like it was that good
Did
in
you
this
jump?
movie.
I jumped like 3 times.
Maybe.
There were a few jumps. Like, I did actually jump a few times, and the few times that I jumped are still times that I knew the thing was going to happen. But I just feel like they lead up to those moments so well that I really enjoy it. Like, even if I know it's a jump scare moment, like, I feel like I'm drawn into the moment like the character is. And sometimes, sure, it's a little stupid that the character's doing that exact thing. But for the most part, I feel like it's at least within the realm of possibility, and I feel like it does a good job of creating everything together between the atmosphere, the camera angle, the acting, and the sound to all finally get up to that moment. And they do... Movies are getting better about this, but they've been doing this well for a long time, just with how they angle their camera and how they're going away from the spot and then going to it, and there's always dark spaces, and you're always looking for the thing in the background. And they've kind of just mastered that. And so, general thought-wise, I thought it was, I think, as good, if not better than the first Nun. Probably better than the first Nun. I don't think it's Conjuring level, but I still had a lot more fun than I kind of thought I was going to.
I'm always kind of surprised with these Nun movies because they are really, in my mind, nothing like the Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Yes. No, it's, entirely. Yeah, I totally agree. I also just like how much they've like propped up the Nun antagonist itself. Between all of the old Conjuring movies, it was kind of always a thing. And then now we've got these and then we've got these 2 Nun movies. And I just like the antagonist. I think it's a well done antagonist, and I understand where you're coming from with the Pope's Exorcist. That did a really good job, like with what it was doing. That was more of a pope than a nun, but still within the Catholic Church, and all of that was very good.
Is not the reason I brought it up, but
I'm just saying that that's how they're tied together.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. I literally only meant the ending of dragging it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the style or the content of the movies. Other than maybe the exorcism part.
Yeah.
Did I spoil something there?
No. Okay. And
I was like, oh no.
And the Pope's Exorcist is much more keen on and focusing on an actual exorcism.
Yeah.
And the Nun movies are not. That's not the focus of the movie.
Given
at
its
all.
name.
Yeah.
The Pope's Exorcist.
They're there. It's there. Like they're like it's a Catholic church, and they perform exorcisms. It's a part of it, but it's not the focus. Whereas what we thought that the Pope's Exorcist was an exorcist movie, like The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's not, but we thought it was. Like those movies are all like the focus of the movie is the and so is The Conjuring. Like The Conjuring is a movie that's much more focused on the actual exorcism of the demon.
That's why they're so good.
Yeah, no.
Maybe that's why I don't really care for these movies.
Because they're less focused on that. I also
should be more.
I know.
Well, maybe they should be, but I think it's at least paced well enough that it makes sense that it's not. At least for this one. I don't remember as much on the first one.
I don't remember the first one at all.
But with this one, it makes sense that it's not a heavy focus on exorcism because of just the way that the flow of the movie goes. Like a proper exorcism doesn't really fit the story.
Yeah.
I was also very excited and really thrown back by Anna Popwell being in this. I haven't seen her. She is Susan in the Chronicles of Narnia, the older sister.
That's who she is.
Yeah. She was my first celebrity crush.
I was staring at her the whole movie like I know her face.
Who is she in this?
The teacher
teacher.
mom.
Oh, I thought she looked like Janine Garofalo.
She does. She does.
Totally. I'm like, is this Janine Garofalo's daughter? Or
The second I saw her,
she's probably too old.
so
to be
I grew up in a
but
very Christian, very over like protective household and all that kind of stuff, and
like
so
Tristen.
more protective than that, or more censoring, I should say. And so the Narnia was a pinnacle. We could watch Narnia all the time,
Yeah.
anytime, whatever. And I love the Chronicles of Narnia was a great movie. I absolutely loved it. So I'd seen it a billion times, and so she was one of my childhood crushes. And she hasn't really been in anything since then. She was in a Halo TV show / movie, and I kind of was like, oh yeah, I want to watch that because she's in it, and it's really bad.
I only thought she was familiar because she looks so much like Janine Garofalo. But yeah, now that you mentioned it,
Yeah. I literally was staring at her the entire movie, trying to figure out how I knew her. That's what it is.
Yep. And so I was really excited to see her in something other than, like, she hasn't really been in a ton of good projects lately. I thought she just kind of moved away from the acting stuff and was just kind of doing it as a side thing. But whatever the reason is, she was in this, and I was happy to see her, and I think she did great, or did good.
he was so happy to see her as childhood crush.
Great. I don't think her daughter did very good, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I know she's a kid, but like, come on.
yeah, it was just one of
Come on,
those
kid.
one-dimensional kind of.
Yeah.
I
felt like I was like waiting for her to wait for what she had to say.
yeah, I could see that.
Like, I know your line's next. What are you going to say?
I didn't think anything about it.
There was another kid that did good, though. Who
Who
am I thinking of?
the girl.
The
girl
bullies?
who was theatrical in her reading.
Yes. That's who it was.
The what?
The girl that was theatrical when she was reading and the teacher cuts her off because Maurice comes in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I
And then
watched
she
it like
goes-
3 hours ago.
She goes on the steps and she's like, there's someone upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first she says, "Who are you?" And she just
Yeah.
accepts it like immediately.
Hey, that's not her fault. She was told to accept it.
Oh, the actress?
Yes.
Okay.
Her acting was what mattered.
Yeah.
She did really good. I liked
Oh
her
my
a lot.
gosh.
She's a minor character, but
Very
she's going to
minor.
go places.
Was she one of the bullies?
No.
Are
Okay.
you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
She was just sleeping in the
Yeah.
same room with the bullies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because she was also getting bullied.
Because the bully was like, go figure out what it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was bullied when she was like, I was just getting in the part. Yeah, and you're doing
Yeah.
terribly or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Lots of bullying going on in
Yeah.
Romania
I mean, it's
or wherever they are.
it's a kid movie.
France.
So,
I think they were in France.
yeah, it's a
It's
kid.
Maurice.
It's a kid's movie. I feel like they
Crazy old Maurice.
wait, is Maurice the
The guy,
Dude.
that guy.
He's the main guy.
Jonas Blockett? Jonas Blockett?
I thought it was kind of awkward how much attention he gave to that little girl,
Yeah. Captain?
and that the mom was totally cool with it. It seemed almost too much because it was obvious she like loved him so much.
The
And I-
kid?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it felt like a getting to the mom through the kid.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think it was supposed to be a like maybe it started that way or like it's all innocent. I think it was supposed to be
I think it was supposed to be innocent too, but it was kind of over the top a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
I can agree. But yeah, I think this is a decent horror movie. I don't if you like I feel like if you like the Conjuring style movies, or really if you like demonic jump scary stuff that I think actually has a decent story to it, then I think this is good enough to itch that scratch.
Well, and I really only like the demonic type movies if like they did fight him off with In the Name of Jesus
Yeah.
release, or if there's some kind of a God wins,
Gotta
like
exercise them.
yeah, just demons to be demons. And
Well, like that's
You know.
why I don't like Annabelle, because can I spoil Annabelle?
Yeah.
One of them. The lady like dies by suicide because she thinks that she has to sacrifice herself to this demon. And it made me so upset because like You don't have to do that.
I mean, the demon could have convinced her that she had to.
I know, but like the movie
Made it seem
Yeah.
like that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember.
She like jumps out the window.
Yeah. That was also one problem I had with the Pope's. That was one problem I had with the Pope's Exorcist. Was words didn't really matter.
Yeah.
It was just willpower.
Which I'm like, bruh, they do that. They get in there and they make you say and do crazy stuff.
What?
Demons.
The demons.
Yeah, but I think Andrea and I are on the same page of the, and I've talked about it on other episodes where
What?
where I like it when it, like demons fear the name of Jesus and,
Yeah,
and
no,
the
I
Father.
like it too.
And some movies just gloss over that. They have a pope come in and they, say,
Hold up a cross.
yeah, and they say, in the name of Jesus, I expel you out of it, blah, 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 and the demon just is like, haha, screw
Yeah,
you, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, that's. I'm not a huge fan of that, and I don't think this does that. I do think this does an appropriate amount of.
Pushback.
Now and it does also make it kind of stupid that the characters don't use it more often.
Exactly.
But but
I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
but also, you need the movie to progress another 20 minutes.
Exactly.
But okay, I think we're getting ready to get into spoilers, so we can say recommendations. And that just says, do you recommend going and watching this in the theater, streaming, buy it, whatever you want to tie your recommendation to?
I would just say if you like movies like this, if you like scary movies, I would not recommend Corey see it. He would hate it.
Yeah.
But if you're into that, yeah.
I kind of want to see Corey watch a horror movie now. Watch him squirm.
I don't
He'd
even
probably
know if he
just-
would. He'd be on his phone probably.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't want to. It's funny because like the psychological thrillers that I like, a lot of them are not a lot different than some of the movies he watches that are drama.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I'm like,
thriller and drama are very
it's
tied together.
very similar to this movie that
like
you like.
Unsane.
But if it's categorized in horror, he's out.
That's why you just got to say it's suspense.
There you go.
That's true.
Suspense.
But not this one.
No, this is a straight up horror. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was saying maybe Corey would like, no, I don't know, True Detective. It's so good. But there's some
I don't know
there's some nudity in it, but it's so good.
Is it TV?
Yeah. But it's one season long,
It's
10 episodes.
good
It's-
though.
Yeah, it's
Not like Hannibal.
I don't like nudity.
It's not like
it's
that.
not a major part
It's-
of it.
yeah.
It's just there.
Oh.
like
Well.
there are a few scenes where it happens, but it's not like a consistent theme throughout the movie where
Okay.
people are nude. It's just like there are a few scenes where it's on HBO, so like you see it, but then
HBO likes that stuff.
it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Well, HBO it doesn't have they don't have a. It looks like you're about to like showcase HBO.
I felt
They're-
so large in this, so I was kind of.
HBO is just TV, but it's like paid for TV, so they can
Yeah.
they can do as much language as they want. They can do so. It's supposed to be where TV shows go, where they
know.
don't have to worry about that.
Right.
We know.
But anyways, it's not a focus, but it's there. But it's really good. It's the best detective series / movie ever.
What's it called?
True Detective. If you have HBO, well, if you have Max, you can watch it. So it's not called
You
HBO.
have Max.
I was about to say
It's
we
not-
all have Max.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If you have Max, you can watch it. It's not on HBO
Right.
Max anymore because HBO Max doesn't
I
exist.
thought it would be more like, watch it. It's on Max.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Watch it. It's on Max.
Yeah.
Okay. Tristen, do you recommend it? If so, where?
You
Or
know,
why?
gulp. I recommend it if you like Conjuring. If you like Conjuring, if you're into
You said
that,
it's nothing like Conjuring.
but if you're into the universe, you have to know the movies in the universe, Easton.
Oh, okay. So this is like an MCU thing. Even if the movie sucks, you still got to watch it to know what's
Yes.
going on.
Yes,
Okay.
except not to that level yet. But yeah, same thing. So that's what I think. And what else? I don't know. It was fun in the theater.
Yeah, I liked it in the theater.
Yeah.
I'd say see it in the theater if you like those kind of movies.
There were 8 other people in my theater, so it was a pretty.
There were like
We had
5
less
hours.
than that. Yeah.
And you were in the big theater. Yeah, I was in the small one.
We got the whole row to ourselves.
We
Somebody
were looking around. I
so-
saw a straw sticking up back there. I'm like, there's somebody back there.
There were, like I said, I think there were 2, 4, 6. Yeah, there were 8. 2 people left with about 20 minutes left.
Really?
That's
Don't know
weird.
why.
Wow.
I don't know if they were like, oh, this is running longer than I thought, and I
They
have to
be
go.
somewhere.
To
Or
alleviate
Wow.
the babysitter.
I really don't. It was 2 guys,
Oh.
and they did not look gay.
Oh.
Like they looked like they were just 2 bros that went to go watch a movie together, and like, yeah, it just didn't make any sense. I was very confused, but nonetheless, so there were 8 people in my theater.
Maybe
8
there
other,
was an emergency.
maybe there were 8 other people in my theater. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, and somebody still ended up sitting in my seat.
Oh, good
Oh,
grief. Are you kidding me?
Did you
I
tell them
went-
to move?
No,
That's so
Oh.
weird.
there were basically, so at the very top there were 2 people, and then the second row down there was 1 set of people. In the next row there was 1 set of people, and then I was supposed to be in that one, and they were sitting in my seat, and I was like, there's no one in this next row. I'll just go sit somewhere down here.
She wouldn't have done that. She'd have been like, hey, you're in my seat.
If it was packed,
I would have said it. I wouldn't have gone up to them and been like, "This is my seat," but I would have been like, "Oh, our seat's number 5, but they're in our seat."
yeah.
I would have
You
said
would
it
have said it
loud.
loud enough so they could
Yeah.
hear you.
The movie was also already going, so
Oh.
like I showed up right as it was starting. So the movie was already started, and like the row beneath him had nobody in it. So I was like, if it was packed, and they'd sat in my seat, I would have been like, "Yo, this is my seat.
Move.
You need to go
Yeah.
to where your
Yeah.
seat is." But and I sat down and had a whole row to myself. I don't care. But okay, my recommendation, I definitely recommend it. For any horror movie fans, I think it's got a lot of good stuff to it. You might be a little confused at first, and even if you haven't seen the first Nun, it's not really that big of a deal. You may not get the significance, quote unquote, of the demon, but like it all still works.
I forgot.
It might actually work even better because they have some of the same scare themes, and I don't want to spoil what that is, but you might be a little bit more caught off guard by that stuff since you haven't seen the first one. So yeah, I recommend it. So that's it for that. We'll get into spoilers unless you guys have any last thoughts. Okay, we're going to take a short little break, and then we'll get to spoiler part of the review. All right, we're back. After that short little break, I feel like I need to have a soundbite for Trevor's We're
I
Back.
know. Maybe we can
We're
record
back.
it next time he's here.
There you go.
Brandon did it, I think, not on purpose.
For
For
Yeah, he
last
did.
week's Bottoms episode, if you guys want to listen to that. So yeah, we're going to get into spoilers. And like I already said before, I want to promote and tell everyone about Tallgrass Film Festival, so make sure to check that out. Just go to Tallgrass Film. I think it's really awkward that I'm now just looking it up. Yeah, tallgrassfilm.org, and they have all the information there. You can buy tickets. You can buy a single movie ticket. You can buy a pass, which gives you access to everything, which is what the Movie Moron crew has. And then you can also do virtual stuff. So if you're not here, you can do the virtual pass, and you can watch it's not every movie, but it's a majority, like 95% of them. There are a few different movies that I think for distribution, like with the people that they sign with, they can't do virtual stuff. So those ones aren't virtual, but most of them are. And yeah, you get to watch a bunch of different films that you would never get to see any other way. And it's really cool. We went last year and had a lot of fun. So, okay, spoilers for Nun. So now we can talk about anything. You can talk about the ending. You can talk about what I was saying about what makes the Nun stuff a little bit different. I'll say what I meant there is just how the face of the nun is just like in the background through like normal stuff. And I feel like that's really cool and unique to The Nun.
Mm-hmm.
And like I obviously knew it, so I was kind of looking for it. But if you didn't know that, you know, maybe a little bit more creepy.
Also, I didn't know that like it wasn't common knowledge that people knew that The Conjuring and The Nun were related, and like Annabelle, because we were watching the ending clip, the after credit scene or whatever, and this couple like stopped and they were like, oh, wait, there's something else. And they watched it, and then they're like, oh, that's the couple from the movie. No way, Annabelle. And I'm like, get with the times, people.
They don't like.
That's old news.
If you're really not paying attention, I don't think you'll notice.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if I didn't just know.
But he paints the nun.
I was about to say, I was like,
in a movie.
It's if you watch the Conjuring movies, you should know they're all related because Annabelle is in the trophy case of things.
Yeah.
And the nun picture is there, and eventually he does paint it in like the second or third one. I think it's the third one.
Yeah, I think it's the third one.
But I don't feel like they really cross over.
No.
But you know.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if you're really paying attention, you would see like, oh, that's that's the same doll from the Conjuring movie, and oh, that's the same nun from the Conjuring movie. So you kind of like piece together that these are not the same movies, but they're like they obviously don't have the same main character, but they're in the same. Yeah, they're drawing from the same thing. And it wasn't until The Nun that they like legit like decided like, hey, this is all one thing. The Nun is when they finally told everyone like, hey, this is a Conjuring cinematic universe. I think it was just because it was a pop word.
What's cool?
Yeah.
These are quality movies that don't they don't say like, okay, here's what I'm trying to get at. Marvel's like, this is a Marvel movie and I'm going to show you all of the Marvel things before the movie comes on. And this it's just a movie, and then you're like, oh, that's so dope. It's connected to that other movie.
Yeah. It doesn't make it a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a book out of the Conjuring books, Marvel.
They're definitely not going to do that because they make millions of dollars by showcasing that it's a Marvel movie.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Although I did like Blue Beetle. Anyway, moving on.
That's DC, but okay.
Oh, see? Anyway.
Maybe you can take Trent to see Blue Beetle while we're gone.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, you guys already watched TMNT.
Yeah.
So
no, I did.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
I mean, he saw it. I didn't see it.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to take Trent to go watch it because he already watched that one. I was about to say that would be one.
You said you guys, you meant Trent and Tristen.
Yes.
Not me and Trent.
Yes.
Corey.
Correct.
Okay.
Which you guys might also like it, but.
Mom's a TMNT
I would probably
fan.
like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Don't act like you don't love them.
Oh, I love them. I loved the first movie.
So do I.
So much.
They're my.
I can
Bonding.
recite lines from that movie.
Do it right now.
Oh.
Do you like penicillin on your pizza? Remember? No? They left the pizza out for days and had penicillin.
I actually don't remember. I do. I do love those movies, and I actually showed Tristen them not too long ago. I think we watched 1 and 2. I don't think we got to the third one, which I still like. It's very hated among the community, but I love it still. It's one where they go to Japan. They go back in time to Japan. People don't like that one.
Kind of like Tokyo Drift.
Right.
And I also love Tokyo Drift. And a lot of people don't like it.
The Japan movies, man.
They get me. Maybe they're probably very stereotypical, but I still like them. Okay,
Anyway.
back on the Nun.
Yeah.
They're not in Japan. They're instead in Romania.
Romania.
I just took a guess.
I did too.
She just repeated what you said.
No, I was honestly going to say that.
Okay.
Very Tristan.
Romania.
Just copying what I do.
Hungary.
They did say Hungary.
Hungary.
Okay. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else? Yeah. We're talking spoiler stuff that you guys.
We're talking spoiler stuff. We're talking spoils.
All the spoils.
All the spoils.
I I mean, I guess movies have to follow a certain formula, but I thought it was pretty obvious that the guy was going to end up being possessed.
Well, you know that from the first one.
But I don't remember the
I don't
first
remember
Okay.
squat.
Well,
But he was just too nice, and it was too perfect of a situation.
Gotcha.
Like, something's
Yeah.
got to be up.
that is something
him.
I did remember from the first one. I do remember the holy or the.
So was he in the
Jesus's-
first one?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember Jesus' blood, and then I remember him coming back, and then I remember the upside down cross tattoo getting
Oh, okay.
put in the back of his neck. So that was supposed to symbolize that the nun isn't actually dead.
I did.
And that it was going to live through him, and so I kind of like I knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I remember that. I guess, but
I
yeah,
thought
I
it
did
was
remember that.
very sweet that they wanted the demon gone out of him, but all of them were like, "Don't hurt him." I mean, they were
Yeah.
almost not giving it their all because they liked this guy so much.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I also thought it was very weird, but also, I guess, heartfelt that the mom and the daughter didn't just like peace out.
oh yeah.
You said
Me
something
too.
about that. You're like, they just trust him now.
Yeah, like they're just
At the
following
end?
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised at the end when the demon was gone because I told her I liked the ending that they didn't make it so that he really was still possessed because
Yeah.
that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Like his eyes turn red at the end.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
No?
And so because of that, I was thinking, wow, they're really totally trusting that it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was.
I mean, they did.
I mean, as far as we know.
they did see the nun in flames
I know, but
before.
stuff comes back.
I did also really like the origin of the nun. That like the first nun movie, we didn't really get an origin, and this one we did.
We did?
I mean, it was the saint, the blind saint.
Oh.
The eyes.
It's not her.
Lucy. Lucy?
It's funny
Yeah.
because the nun is like a guy. Wasn't it a guy?
I don't
I don't think
think.
Or maybe it just looked really hard.
Yeah.
I think
Like
that
a
was
really hard woman.
I think that was just supposed to be the vision of like the person that killed the saint, but the nun didn't kill the saint.
I don't
Okay.
get it.
I don't because they said pagans killed
Yeah.
the saint and cut her
Gouged
eyes
her eyes
out.
out.
Yeah, and so I think she was just seeing the vision of the saint dying, getting her eyes gouged out and stuff.
That
by
picture
just
was creepy.
it was creepy. By the pagan. I don't think that was necessarily the nun. It was just supposed to it was supposed to be a vision of what the nun is after, and then they explain later on that the nun was a fallen angel that's trying to get its godly power back, and it needs
So
a.
Satan.
Well,
Fallen
there were
angel.
other fallen angels along
Yeah.
with Satan.
I know, I was kidding.
Okay,
Lucifer.
that's the same.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I
was
liked
just
the
playing
I
along
liked
with
the
it.
side story about the
goat?
girl we were talking about who was smoking and stuff. She's like, I have nothing to confess, and how it coming through all of that made her really believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And she's like, that was a miracle.
yeah.
Right.
I liked the goat.
Oh. Oh.
You didn't?
Oh.
I don't remember.
The goat man
Oh, that was the one up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and attack. That was the whole side story of the other nun and her protecting the other
Yeah.
stuff. I just liked the I don't know how well it really tied into the logistics of what was happening at the place, but I just liked that weird, like, it wasn't actually a goat, it was a goat man, and it's, the symbolism of goat and Satanism and all of that I thought was interesting. And I liked that part of it.
You know what I was thinking during that part? That girl, what's her name? I don't know.
I don't know.
That girl was with all of those young girls, and she was like
Deborah.
she was not caring for them.
I
Like
thought she was.
No.
Yeah, I thought she was caring for
I
him.
mean, she like when
My problem
one of
was
them get away, like she did all she could to try to bring them back.
Yeah, I thought
I felt like
I
she
didn't get
was.
that vibe because she gave one of the girls the flashlight, and then they just started running, and then sometimes the girls were behind her, and sometimes they were in front of her. Like,
She was terrified, Tristen.
yeah, I know. But then when the teacher was with all the girls, she's like, "Girls, come here," and she's like protecting them.
yeah.
She's a teacher and a mother.
I see your point. My biggest
I just thought it was funny.
my biggest thing about her was that she was never trying to use her nun knowledge to fight back the devil thing. Like she was
Not
never,
even after she said that was a miracle.
yeah, like she
Yeah.
wasn't like, okay, this thing is charging us. I'm not gonna hold up my cross and say,
let's pray. The cup of my blood.
I actually thought
She wasn't the one who said, "Let's pray," though. It was the other one.
I thought the wine to Jesus's blood thing was kind of cool. I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was extremely unique. And they definitely set it up. Sorry, Tristan's phone just went off. That's a very unique way of trying to finish off.
Yeah.
And especially because you have the first movie where they carry around this one drop of Jesus's blood, and it's supposed to be significant, and they have to get this one
I can't
drop of
believe you
blood.
remember so much of that movie.
It also talks about it a lot, so that's why I remember it.
Did you see it recently?
No. I saw it in theaters in 2018.
Good grief.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't remember any of it.
I
It
don't
was
remember
really dark.
anything.
There was a lot of blood.
I
Scary
don't even
nun.
remember that.
I didn't care for it. Maybe if I saw it now, I'd like it better. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't watch
Sorry.
I'm gonna watch it.
I'm bringing it down.
Okay. Well, I have it on Vudu, so you can watch it there.
Okay.
But I just in the one drop of blood weakens the demon and practically kills it, but then it gets into the dude. But this is just fountains of blood,
Yeah.
and so it just automatically kills. And I guess as Christian people, we find that to be a little ridiculous of turning wine into actual blood of Jesus. And I don't like I didn't like the line about faith, but that's just a more personal.
What'd they say?
Oh, the miracle stuff.
Just that it's these things
Happened because you believe.
it's not even that. They went more
Sorry.
weird with it.
I'm
They-
trying to.
I know
words in
what
your
you're
mouth.
trying to do. You're trying to help me. No,
Okay.
you're trying to spike
Yeah.
spike what I'm trying to say. But yeah, they just kind of said something along the lines of these things are we believe them to be this thing, so they are.
Oh.
Rather than I have belief, and because I have belief, this thing happens. It's this thing
Is.
I believe it is, so it is.
Mm.
It may not, it kind of makes it sound like in reality, it may not actually be that thing, but they believe it is. So that's all that matters, is that they believe that it's real. Doesn't matter that it's real or not, but they believe it. That's kind of
Yeah.
that I don't think that's what the movie is trying to say, but just the way that they worded it, that's
Yeah.
what it sounded like. Because they were talking about turning the wine into blood, and she was like, it is Jesus's blood because we believe that it's Jesus's blood. And because we believe that, it's just the wording was really weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, not off topic, but off rant, I guess. But all in all, I thought that was still really just very different to have them pray over a wine and
Yeah.
then it just kill. It was very not normal exorcist kind of performance thing. And the eyes in general was also just a weird tangent.
Yep.
Yeah, it was strange.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously dumb that they didn't use it correctly, but that was just kind of a
Oh, you know what was
Tell me what's
Like-
real dumb.
The bell when the girl runs away with the eyeballs, and they're in that tower, and then it
It
crashes.
just glows.
Yeah, but the part I'm talking about is the CGI on the
Yeah.
thing. You know, it was real bad.
I thought it was only really bad at the very end.
I thought it was real bad.
Yeah. Although I thought it was absolutely insane that they just assume this girl's basically one arm climbing a
Yeah.
stair, like a broken thing of
Yeah,
stairs.
yeah, she doesn't like
she
going
has
the deal.
she has one thing in one hand and she can't let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't grip anything with something the size of your hand
They made
in
it
your
look
hand.
like she could.
And she was like,
Yeah.
climbing with it. I'm like, that's not how gravity works. And also, you're maybe a 12, 13-year-old girl?
Yeah.
You can't just, that's basically a pull-up and
Pick up your body weight.
Yeah,
which maybe you're just
Yeah.
that small where that, you
Maybe
could.
it was that adrenaline. Like, I'm going to die if I don't do this.
Yeah,
so.
but they also just made,
Superpower.
she just did it with such ease. I just
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because
It appeared that way.
90, maybe 9, probably somewhere around 90% of people cannot lift themselves up, and then
Yeah.
movies just make it seem like it's so easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, go try to do a pull up.
Right.
Unless you're training with pull ups,
Right.
that's why I said 10% of people can obviously do it because they train. But if you don't train, your body's not used to that, and your body's like, what are you trying to make me do? I can't
Yeah.
do this. Anyways.
yeah.
Any other scenes here? Spoiler stuff that you wanna talk about? I mean, I did find it interesting that he was both possessed and normal at the same time, and had no recollection
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
either of them.
Yeah.
And then he never talk to anybody about his last experience.
Maybe
Yeah.
he didn't remember.
I think no, it seemed like he remembered it, but he just I guess maybe you just want to go around telling everyone.
Sure.
It didn't seem like he was really close with anybody either.
Just the teacher and the
Yeah, but not
Elder.
not that kind of close. Not like friend close. Like,
yeah.
I
This
want to
is-
get with you close.
This is kind of sick, but I really wanted those bullies to get it
You know,
They kind of did.
a little bit. Not
the
what they deserved.
dead head woman,
Yeah.
whatever she's
Yeah.
called,
That's true. She
grabbed her and screamed in her face or whatever.
Yeah. That wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
That was also.
kinda.
They are children.
I don't know if you guys saw. Did you guys see the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see it.
I thought it was really interesting. So in the trailer, when she looks through the thing,
Yeah. There's all those cockroaches
Yeah.
and
there's
there weren't
there's less cockroaches in the room where she's flashing the flashlight
in
around.
the real movie.
And in the movies there's less cockroaches. And when she shines the flashlight around, the nun is in the room, not
Mhm.
the old
Oh.
teacher
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or
Interesting.
warden.
Yeah, I don't know.
Principal. She's basically a principal. I think.
Headmistress.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Um,
what they're called?
I think so.
That is very weird to call someone in a school a mistress.
I think
I
that's
know.
what
I
I
think
think
that's
that's her
the-
name.
Headmistress.
That's
Yeah.
just weird because mistress is also
Yes. Somebody's side.
side piece.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was really funny that they kind of played off their trailer stuff, whereas it was similar but also
Yeah.
different because
That's
that
weird.
was different. But yeah, I think they got scared enough that they kind of
Yeah.
learned to cool it because their whole entire thing was scaring other people. I
Mm-hmm.
think they got scared enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really have too much else. You guys good?
don't-
Good for
yeah.
ratings?
I think so.
Ratings, Andrea, what's
Okay. I haven't thought about this. I'm going to say 3.5.
3.5?
3.
Wow,
I'm
you
surprised.
yeah, you talked about how much you hated this movie.
It's in The Conjuring. I can't hate it.
So contractually 3,
Yeah.
but IRL
Normal, maybe like 2.5.
IRL 2.
Yeah.
I have 3.5 as well. Yeah, I'm kind of teetering between 3 and 3.5. I think the ending was a little subpar, but still fine. Like it was still serviceable, and at least unique. It wasn't at least like fully shoehorned in.
Yeah.
It was maybe predictable, but once you kind of knew what was happening, it was kind of predictable, but still unique. And yeah, I think the meat of the movie, the last part of the first act and the second act were really good. So yeah, 3.5. Okay, that's it for today's episode. I don't know what's next week because my phone is recording our video. So, but we'll be back next week. I don't know who our guest will be because I know that Brandon is going to be back for the last half of the month for Expendables 4 and The Creator, which I'm very excited for because he's a director of Rogue One. But thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check out Tallgrass Films for the festival, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the Movie Moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.